Good evening, good evening, good evening, Noswaith there. It is I, Farmer Ben. Welcome back once again to Puzzle Combat. Very weary today. Nothing to do with the game. Just didn't sleep well last night. I know you don't necessarily need to know that, but never mind. I'm afraid you're being told anyway. So here we are now. The reason for this video today. This is one of the beginner's guide ones where I'm considering a special effects I've had a few people ask me about. So I do get queries in the comments on YouTube some of the time, and I do try to respond to them. I know I've made apologies if I've missed anyone off, but I do try to respond. One of the things that I have been asked is about three things today: status ailments and status ailment removers, buffs and debuffers, and changing weapons as well. So weapons and how to make sure you get the right ones. So let's see if I can find a suitable opponent to demonstrate. Yes, this should be... yeah, this should do the job fairly nicely, actually. Yeah, I think that'll do. Right then. Yeah, okay, I think that'll do us. Right, so just to explain, firstly, let's just have a look at our attack teams. I'll just show you the weapon changing thing. So you'll see my team is set up that I've got Throttle, who is carrying an Easy Pro, Thrasher carrying a Manchester W14, Bridget with a Chekhov 47, Hollow Point with a Gale ARM2, and Logan with the most powerful weapon there, other than the green one, sorry, which is the WE S'more, which is, I haven't had a chance to level it up because I'd need more 5-star guns, and they're almost impossible to get hold of, and so on and so forth. So when I press on, so I might decide I can change Logan's gun. I can click on it, click on the little icon underneath Logan, and I could change his gun, so I could give him another gun. I wouldn't want to, though, because he's got the best gun going at the minute, so at the moment I would leave it like that. Now, where things sometimes go wrong is if you change your heroes around. So let's say that I took Logan, and I said, well, I don't want to use Logan anymore. I want a yellow hero, so let's say I'll just put in Ico for sakes of argument. So now you'll see that I've still got... Ico's got the best yellow gun because she hasn't got any other yellows to compete with as to who gets the gun. But you'll see that my 5-star blue gun, the small like rocket launchery thingamydad, isn't equipped. So it doesn't automatically shift the gun to the next hero. The most powerful gun doesn't automatically shift. So if you see what I mean, so just go through that again. Logan's got the most powerful gun at the moment. He's got that rocket launcher bazooka-y thing. If I swapped him for a hero of a different colour, you'll see that the guns don't change on the other two blue heroes. So they don't automatically take the most powerful gun. They stick with what they've got. And that is presumably what's actually happened to my Thrasher, who should not be equipped with a 3-star gun, because I do have a 4-star red gun. So presumably at some point I've had other red heroes and swapped it around, and he's ended up accidentally being left with the wrong gun, because you should have that mainframe. You'll see it does make quite a difference to his power. 740 to 781 means he'll do quite a bit more damage to my opponents as well, which can be handy, hopefully. So we're going to go into this raid now. Just quickly before I go in, I'm looking to show you a couple of specific effects and things. It may mean I make some really odd moves. I'll try and save I'm doing it deliberately, but sometimes I forget, and sometimes I just don't make good moves anyway because I make mistakes. Only human, so to speak. Okie dokie, so let's see now. I'm going to hope this move doesn't actually kill Spud, because I kind of want Spud alive for now. So here we go, boom, boom. Does quite a lot of damage to Spud, but yeah, he's still standing. That's good. He is quite tough, Spud. He's quite a good tank. There we are, perfect. Now, I say perfect, probably not totally perfect. So, Spud. Spud is a 4-star red zombie. If you click on him, his special skill is called Punk is Dead. Deals 210 damage to the target nearby enemies, which is his straightforward attack. That is just his regular special attack. There's nothing I can do about that. He's always going to do 210 damage to the target and enemies with the extra effect of his gun and less my armour and so on and so forth. And then underneath you've got poison. The target and nearby enemies receive 198 damage over 3 turns. So that is what's called a status ailment, the poison there. Now, all of the status ailments, they do vary. Poison is one. I'll try and talk about some of the others in a moment. they all bring up a little icon on your heroes or the heroes you are facing. So if you look down the bottom, you'll see that my hero Throttle, Thrasher, Bridget, they don't have any little icons on them, but what's his name? Hollow Point and Logan are both suffering from a status ailment. Status effects, as you see at the bottom, it says poison, receive 66 damage per turn. So they are slowly dying of that poison. That is a status ailment because it makes them weaker and more likely to die. So, now, you will see that they are still suffering. So they've got 2 turns left now. But I also have here Bridget. Now, Bridget is a healer, or puts up an armour, I should say. Add 300 armour for all allies. Clears status ailments from all allies. Now, because poison is a status ailment, when I click on it, click on Bridget, sorry, her special skill goes off. And can you see the little purple skull icon has gone, and my heroes are no longer getting sick. Oh, I didn't realise that Logan does a status ailment remover too. There you go, I'd never actually noticed that. Oh, there you go. So Logan would do the same, and Throttle. So actually, in terms of removing poison, I've got quite a few options with me today, which is quite nice. So now they are no longer suffering from poison. The status ailment has been removed. Now I'm just going to carry on my attack for a second. Oh, I did the wrong order there, but never mind. So status ailments removers like Bridget, Logan and Throttle would get rid of an effect like poison. Now there's quite a lot of things you can get in the game that make your heroes weaker. You can be blinded, you can be poisoned, you can be set on fire, you can be you can have your charge speed slowed down, you can have your armor reduced, you can have your attack reduced. You know, there's a reasonable number of status ailments you might be suffering from at any given time in the game. You can be bleeding, which is one I'm hopefully going to be able to show you in a sec, assuming this doesn't kill, I can't think of his name, Grizzly G. Bit like Honey G. Yeah, oh, he's dead anyway, so there we go. I'm not going to be able to show you that one right now. She missed. And that will bring this raid to a neat conclusion. There we go. So, everybody is sorted. So that is status ailments and a status ailment remover in a nutshell. Now this one is hopefully going to give me a chance to show you the next kind of attack. Now, ordinarily I wouldn't take this team, but this is I'm going to hopefully show you what I'm aiming for here. Yeah, let's go with that. I'll bring in Ico. No, sorry, Flint, Stone even. Right, so, oh, thank you, running out of battery. So if I click on Talia, now Talia is what's called a debuffer. So we've talked a little bit about status ailments, which are things which make your heroes weaker. And if the enemy's got them, it makes them weaker. So they come up and make anybody weaker. Now, we haven't really talked about buffs yet. So Talia is here to show us buffs or buff removing. So can I... oh, hang on, I have to take her out, don't I? Where do we... So if I click on Talia, you can see she removes buffs from all enemies. So that is where we are going to go. We're going to look at her buff removal. So let's see if this works, and we'll hopefully talk about buffs and buff removals this time round. So status ailment removers remove things which make your heroes weaker. Buff removers remove buffs which make enemy heroes stronger. So let's see. Can I hope this trick? No. It's hoping for a bit of a combo then. Never mind, didn't happen. I could just... I'm not going to get there quickly enough, I don't think. I know Logan's flashing. I'm ignoring that for a reason. It's a bit of a shame, really, that I can't... this is where you could do the mana potion to show the special skill off, really, but never mind. Let's see. I think it'll maybe work this time, assuming nobody gets killed in this very second, which is quite possible. Doesn't matter if he dies, I don't need him alive right now. Logan can just shoot him over here. Right, so, Oh, actually, that gives me a chance to talk about one kind of buff. So we've talked about status ailments, which are things that make your heroes weaker, or kills them over time, or makes them less accurate, or reduces their attack power or their defense power, or anything like that. Now, the buffs do the opposite. So buffs make your heroes stronger. Me big tree, stronger. So in this occasion, the buffs that is up on my team. If you look, I have a little blue gun with a green arrow, and that means that my attack is stronger than it was. So if I click on this, you can see my status effects at the bottom there. It says plus 160 attack. Turns left 3, so I've got 3 more turns of that extra attack boost. So they have... Oh no, they just put armor up. Okay, now if you look at the 3 heroes in the center of their team at the moment, you'll see that Rana in the middle has got recover 95 hit points per turn. So that's a healing buff. That means she's getting more healthy. She also has counterattack, which is another kind of buff, which throws the damage that I would put onto them back at me. So, and because it does more damage to me than it does to them, 125% of the damage received, it means I'm going to kill myself quicker than I'm going to kill them. Now, this is where a debuffer like Talia comes in, because if I click on Rana, when Talia goes off, well, you've got to watch, and you have to kind of watch this fairly closely. Talia will go off. The damage will be done to Rana, but Talia shouldn't receive any. So I go, boop, magic harpoon, bong. Now, what happened there is Talia is a debuffer. So when she goes off, and there's a few debuffers in the game, you have to look for that special skill. Rex is another one. I'm not too sure. There are more. I'm just can't give them off the top of my head. Debuffers remove the buffs from enemies, the things that make an enemy stronger. So because counterattack makes the enemy stronger, she has removed it from all of them. She's also removed the healing buff. Now, the fact she's reduced Rana's attack, you can see that Rana has now got a status ailment, which is a little blue gun with a red arrow, which says minus 94 attack. Is another side effect of that special skill, but it's not directly debuffing. That is a different thing. So I've removed the buff from Rana, which is quite handy, because then once the buff is gone, you can see that the rest of my heroes can hit her as well, and they aren't suffering counterattack damage. They are suffering because I got the wrong colour, but I deliberately chose the wrong colour heroes here because I wanted to show you the effects. So normally I wouldn't have taken 2 reds, I would have taken 2 or 3 yellows for this raid. So at the moment you can see, oh, it's just gone, but I did have a shield boost, which is a defense boost on my heroes, which has just gone now. When I set Thrasher off, he will add a buff onto my heroes because he adds an attack buff. Boom. So there we are. You can see he's got a little attack up icons come up. You can see that when Rana went off, she had the counter attack and the little green health arrow, health pluses. Because my debuffer in Talia is dead, there's nothing I can do about that now. I just have to accept it. So I just have to wait for it to go away. Yeah, I either just accept I'm going to suffer damage, or I try and avoid hitting them. I can find out how long it's going to last by pressing and holding on them. And it says status effects, recover 95 hit points per turn, and counterattack. And you can see in brackets after those bits it says turns left 1. So like if either of my heroes had their special skills ready this turn, it would almost certainly be worth waiting a turn before I used them, because you can see now those the little buff icons that were up on those heroes have disappeared. You can see their armor's going up, which is, again, that's something slightly different. That's not actually a buff. That's armor being built up over time. And I think I'm sure I've done something on armor stacking, because it's a newish thing to this game. It doesn't exist in Empires and Puzzles. And that really is buffs and debuffs. So just quickly to recap, status ailments from my first video. Status ailments make your heroes weaker, or make the enemy heroes weaker. Status ailment removers remove said status ailments and make you healthy again. So there's a few of them. They're mainly healers, not exclusively, but they're often healers, and they'll help you to deal with things like poison damage and fire damage and bleeding damage and blindness and all the other things which can come up. And then you've got buffs which make your heroes stronger, or if the enemies have buffs on, it will make them stronger. And aside from the buffs, you can also have debuffers who remove the things that make your enemies stronger. So they will remove the buffs that are on enemy heroes, or conversely, if one of the enemy heroes removes buffs, he'll remove the buffs from your team. Now, I'll try and do this a little bit more quickly. Let's just make this the last raid. It may not work, it may not. May work, it may not even. So bing, 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 bum, 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 bum. There we go. So Rana's dead. You can see there the beauty of actually colour stuck in the right colour, which I didn't do earlier on because I wanted to show you what was going on. No buffs, no debuffs up at the moment. That's fine. No status ailments or buffs. So Thrasher, when I set him off, you'll see he puts up a buff onto my heroes. So now they now have an attack boost, means they're much more effective on attack. She's going to go off, puts armor up on everyone. It's Rex, who just went off, as remove status ailments. So you can see that the little gun icon over mine. Sorry, not remove status ailments. Say that again. Rex is a debuffer. So he removed the little gun plus icon that was up on my guys. If you look, two of my heroes have got shield down. Their shields are reduced. Throttle is a status ailment remover. So when I click on him, you'll see that the little shield, there we are. The shields have gone. Better chance of dodging and everything else. Stone, I'm pretty sure, is just a straight hitter. Yeah, there we are. Flint, who's just gone off here, he puts up a debuff. Debuff. He puts up a counter attack, which is my buff. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buffs up on my 3 central heroes at the minute, and 3 on the 2 on the sides. I basically want to try and stop Rex going off whilst I got all those buffs up, because if Rex, this is Rex here, if he goes off, I lose all of the buffs, all those things which make my heroes stronger. So I don't really want that. At the same time, I'm quite happy to get hit by Spud, who is about to go off, because Spud doesn't remove buffs. So when Spud goes off, there's a reasonable chance that he will kill himself, or at least do a fair amount of damage to himself. So you can see he's done more damage to himself than he did to me, which is good. It's what you want. So this is kind of how you want to be using buffs and debuffs to help you, and status ailment removers to keep your guys alive. So you can see there that, again, Throttle went off and removed Spud's poison damage, because I don't particularly want my guys getting killed by poison. Although now you can see that Aiko there, tucked away on the side, is, again, suffering poison damage. So there we are. And weirdly, yeah, her health was going up and down at the same time. So she was getting a health buff and a poison status ailment. So that's why you may have seen she had a when it was the sort of start of my go, her health went up by 95 and down by 80. So down by 80 because of the poison status ailment, and up by 95 because of the health buff. Hopefully that weird, awkward sentence makes some kind of sense. And that really is buffs and debuffs. And now I'm just going to try and finish this raid and end the video, hopefully. It's going to be one of those raids which it's already dragged on and it doesn't help I'm talking quite much. Oh no! I'm not sure I'm going to win. I thought I had a fairly good start with this one, but no, it's looking increasingly dicey, I've got to admit. I got to say that, what's her name here? Anastasia is doing a very good job of keeping them all alive with her armour. It's basically stopping me from killing them over and over again, which is frankly rude, but there we are. Can't have it all. I'll concentrate on her next. If she's dead, the rest of them will follow. There we are. So that's sort of the importance sometimes as well, for anyone who hasn't already worked this out. Killing a healer can be quite a useful thing to do, because they will keep the rest of your opponents alive, and generally speaking, that's not good. There we go. Boo, 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 boo. And it's just me now versus Lindsay. I think it's Lindsay. Yeah, Lindsay zombie. She won't. Well, hopefully, she won't kill all my team. I've said such stupid things in the past. There we are. This will finish her off. Boom. There we are. And the colour stacking, because she was purple as well. Yellow tiles did extra damage, and there were 3 yellows, so they killed her really quickly. And that hopefully has given you examples of buffs and status ailments, debuffers and status ailment removers, and understanding them is really, really, really important to getting places with raids. Not so important generally with missions, but sometimes they come up, not as often. But with raids, you will come across them all of the time, and understanding them at least enough to know when to avoid hitting people, when to try and which heroes to get to set off first, and those kind of things really do make a very big difference to how you play the game and how you attack on raids. Anyway, there we go. So I'm hoping that all made sense, and I'm hoping that was helpful and answered a few questions. As well there, just quickly showed you how to change the weapons and to watch out if you change your heroes that you don't always get the best weapon automatically equipped to the hero. So that's the other point on the video there. So hopefully something useful there for everyone. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Please remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. Please share the video. Let your friends, your enemies, your neighbours, everybody else know. And it just remains for me to say, may death come swiftly to your enemies. This is Farmer Ben saying thank you for watching and good night. Nos waith dda.